TAGNBRAG Nation and Rocky fam, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Food Plot Chronicles. So last week, the front field, pretty sick, isn't it? The corn looks beautiful. Bean looks beautiful. Tractors are beautiful. I don't know what to say. I cannot wait to get in a tree stand or a blind on one of these fields. Now moving on. This week, we are going all the way to the far other end of our property. And we're talking about a food plot that we call the Ponderosa. Why do we call it the Ponderosa? Honestly, I really have no idea. My dad nicknamed it that back when we bought the place. But quite honestly, it is bar none our most productive food plot on our entire property. We shot The Godfather there, we shot Nipsy there, we shot Bernie there, and we've had multiple other different encounters on this specific plot. Now, the reason it's so good, number one, access. Access is beautiful. Number two, it's big enough to be kind of like a smaller destination food plot. So it can hold a lot of deer. And number three, it's fairly close to the bed. Now, Dino has architected this plot to perfection. The lower half and the bulk of the plot is all beans. In front of the blind and the upper portion of the plot is all corn. Couple reasons for that. One, we wanted to create a little bit of structure in this field, so we did that with the corn to ensure that the deer would pinch down in front of this blind and give us an opportunity in bow season. Two, the corn in front of the blind and on the upper side of the field closer to where we access from kind of acts as a barrier as well and helps us get in and out of this blind undetected. And finally, it just provides a variety, so if one of the crops doesn't take well in a specific year, we're not wasting an entire food plot because we've got multiple different crops in this field right here. Now, I don't want to give it all away, and I know we got a lot of work to do, and I hate to say it, but we are starting once again by moving another elevated blind. I know it's getting exhausting, but let's get on with it and get to work. We got another Banks blind going in. We're going up to the Ponderosa where Nipsy was shot, where Bernie was shot, and we're changing out the ghillie blind for a hard blind. It's gonna be good stuff. Very necesito. Muchos necesito. Big improvements here. Big improvements, I'll tell you. Well, here we are. We gotta fall this one onto the trailer, and then we gotta erect that one in its place. Not an easy task, but one that we're up for the challenge for. Here, probably just throw that thing on the trailer.
I don't want to throw it on there with more metal. Something bends.
Well, don't you think just put it, huh? Yeah, I was thinking just put it down low somewhere.
Okay, boys.
We're at that top spot right now.
Almost.
DJ's gotta go to the front. It's going. Way it goes.
Oh, nice, boys. That was nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's actually perfect. Well, that was about as soft as it gets.
If you drag it a little bit, you might want to.
We may want to shift it up a little bit because then it'll get on both.
I'd say where you're standing, that side.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Don't hit me.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. That's good. We got her all in position. Now we start building her from the middle up. All right, boys and girls. Out with the old, in with the new. And it seemed like record fashion.
Good.
That was pretty solid. That was efficient, boys. Efficient.
No, that was
efficient.
much quicker than that.
Good job, Jeff.
Good job.
Good job, Jeff. Really good job. Chris,
Yeah.
pound it.
David.
David. All right, let's go check it out. Quick viewage. Look at it. It's like a fishbowl. Like a damn fishbowl. It's gonna be a lot better shooting out of these side windows. And even behind the blind if necessary. And being able to sit back here, but easily see everything 360 degrees around you. Good stuff. We're making headway. Dean's list is slowly but surely diminishing.
Big items are.
All right, fam. The Ponderosa is, well, one step closer to planting. You guys got to understand this. Dino is a perfectionist. So what I thought was ready to roll wasn't necessarily ready to roll. And hey, you got to listen to him. We pour a lot of time and money into these plots, and it's worked for us, okay? Just in this little area alone, we've shot The Godfather, we've shot Nipsy, we've shot Bernie, had multiple chances at Cartman. I mean, we've seen countless other bucks, had trail cameras of other bucks in this field, so it's so important to get it right. So what I think is overkill sometimes, I just roll with it because Dino's the mad scientist. He knows what he's doing, but we just basically came through here and tilled and disked this whole field again. You could see, I mean, this dirt is ready to roll. It's still got some moisture in it, but it's broken up real fine. There's some chunks here and there, but the planter will knock those down. Now it's flat enough where Dean feels like we can get the maximized amount of seeds in the ground to germinate. That's as simple as I can put it. The areas that we were most concerned about, all this was beans out here. You can kind of tell that because it just looks like dirt. You could still see a little bit of the corn stubble in here. And this was kind of the main areas of concern because them corn stalks, they latch onto that dirt and they hold on real good. And now this can be used as like partial fertilizer for the next run, but it was just important to churn it up one more time and get it ready to roll. Unfortunately, we had a tiller go down, so we got about halfway through. Dino had to finish up. We're gonna go back and regroup because we still have a lot of work to do today. But this is the Ponderosa plot, one step closer to planting. We still got to get liquid lime in here. We're going to use some of the Whitetail Institute Impact so that we can literally plant right now, and it's going to boost the pH enough right now just for the seeds to get that pH boost, while the liquid lime has to take a little bit longer. It could take up to months for the liquid lime to actually soak into the soil. So it's kind of a two-part process, and the Whitetail Institute Impact allows us to get that pH a little, or just enough for the plants to get out of the ground and germinate well and start the growing process. And then as the months go on, that liquid lime is going to activate in the soil. So here it is, folks, the Ponderosa. One other thing I'll touch on is the hard blind in here, and we kind of touched on it as we were moving the blinds and stuff, but this is going to be a game changer as well, because we had a soft shell ghillie blind in here before, and typically the deer will come out from the bottom of this plot from the swamp, either down there, straight across. Sometimes they'll come out of that little cut over there, but our neighbor is kind of C-blocking us from the top. He's got a blind set up, he's got noisemakers, the whole 9 yards. We deal with it all. So the deer don't normally come from up that way. However, with corn planted up there naturally, you know, they'll be laying in there or whatever. So with a west wind, we couldn't really hunt a west wind with just the ghillie blind up. Now with this hard blind, keeping the windows closed, we will get a little bit more ballsy, I guess, with the wind, and especially the marginal winds, and this is going to allow us to do that. Really what we expect is like the bucks that we're after to come from down here, but you still have to beat the deer that are, you know, willing to kind of conjugate and hang out up there in the process, because more than likely they're going to be there before he's going to be there. So this is going to be a game changer. It was awesome to have Uncle Jay and Chris to help us out and rectifying it. And this whole plot is going to be very similar to what it was last year, with the corn in front and all down on the east end of the plot, and then the soybeans kind of taking up a majority of the middle. But with this addition, with a couple little other additions planting wise and just perfecting this dirt, going over it one more time, it's going to be drastic improvements from a hunting standpoint come this fall. So we are really, really excited about this plot and what it's going to be able to do for us. This is a split of corn and beans. We're doing about 1.5 acres of corn, and then about 2 acres of beans. The corn really helps kind of add a little bit of cover to this hedgerow, this little tiny sliver creek that has a lot of apple trees in it. The deer love to cruise it, and so we just add that, and it gives us a nice screening to come in and out of this blind. We can literally get in and out of this field. There's beans out here, corn right there. There could be deer 30 yards away and they don't know that you're getting up there, and it's just super awesome to have unpressured access like that. So I'm gonna drill in this corn. I'm gonna go a little heavier than we did in this last field. Want to make sure this one is right. I did spray some pre-emergent herbicide on there, so this is another reason why I want to make sure this is nice and thick. Make sure it comes up on try number 1. We don't have time to replant. Today, it's July 18th. I'm checking out a few of our food plots. This is one of our main ones we call the Ponderosa. And I just want to show you guys, like, look at the beans inside the fence. I put a fence up on this field. We have more beans that I didn't fence. It's a lot of work, but look at the beans outside the fence. And I've just gone through and sprayed some of this stuff last week, so you can see it's all dying out, and you can see where the green is all beans, but they're half the size, maybe not even, than the stuff inside the fence. And I just want to point out with stuff like this, like if I didn't fence this portion of the field, I'd still get beans in here and it might still be decent, but it wouldn't be great, and we'd probably be out of food by like November. And it just goes to show you how much work goes into food plotting. People always say like, oh, you got all your food in for the springtime, nice, you're good, even for farmers. And it's like, no, the work has actually just begun. Because we fence our fields, we spray 30 days or so after planting them, we might fertilize again. We're always battling browsers with the deer and the groundhogs. That's a never-ending battle, and they can literally destroy your field. So you're always playing Mother Nature throughout the summertime. It's constant work throughout the whole summer. You're never just, rarely are you just going to plant the field and leave it and then go hunt it in the fall. It's constant work all summer long. And you know, something with the fence goes to show you what putting that extra work in will actually do, because we'll have double the amount of food in this section here where we wouldn't have it if I didn't put the investment of time into putting up this fence. So if you cut corners with food plotting, you're gonna get cut corner results. We've just figured that out. You don't do soil samples, or you fertilize half the amount that you should, or you don't lime, you're gonna see all those results at the end of the season when you are hunting it and you're like, damn, you know, I wish I would have done this because this food would have been better. It's always worth it to just do it. It's a lot of work, like I said, a lot of time, and it gets expensive in the summertime, but if you love hunting and you're just as passionate as we are about it, and you're getting into food plotting, I can promise you, you're always gonna wish you would have done more, or even spent a little bit more when you're hunting on it. So go the extra mile, don't cut corners, give it all you got, and it'll all be worth it come October.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Guys, this food plot is awesome. Once again, we have architected this plot to perfection. Corn is coming up great. The beans inside the fence are coming up great. And let's reverse a little bit and go back to the fence for just a second. Although it is a lot of work and a lot of labor to put it up, when you are sitting on a massive crop of beans in the fall, it makes all that hard work well worth it. And the deer like it better too. It's gonna be able to provide so much more food for the deer, making this plot even more effective than it would have been without the fence. As I said before, this is one of our most important fields, and if not the most important field on our entire property. It's produced the best for us. It consistently has the most deer in it, and that is because it is secluded. We can access it fairly easily without getting detected, and there is plenty and plenty of food to go around and last us throughout the entire season. And I sure hope that we got either another Godfather, another Nipsey, another Bernie, or fill in the blank. It's been a journey so far on Food Plot Chronicles, I'm not gonna lie. We've planted multiple different cornfields. We've talked about the importance of clover and the little clover plots that can kill. We brought you along new planting in the front field in corn, and now you've seen the, and I mean the, capital T, capital H, capital E, Ponderosa. It's gonna be a fantastic season. TAGNBRAG Nation and Rocky fam, I cannot thank you once again enough for joining us on this week's episode of Food Plot Chronicles. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we will see y'all right back here next week on another episode of Food Plot Chronicles. The Ponderosa, baby. The Ponderosa. Wasn't that like a steakhouse or something back in the day? Maybe it still is, I don't know. Hell, we could make a restaurant from all the venison we've killed on this field called the Ponderosa.